Hello Year 1 and welcome to your first history lesson for this week. I hope you all had a lovely half term and you feel super refreshed. So let's have a look at what we're going to be doing in history this week. Our topic for history this week is all about inventors, famous inventors and their inventions. So today's objective is, how do brilliant historians research inventors? So we're going to be doing a bit of research today about all those famous inventions, all those famous inventors and what they created. So we'll start with a warm-up, where I'll tell you a bit about what we're doing over the whole of the week. And then we will have a look at what is an inventor. And then we'll set off on our task of doing a bit of research. Okay, so what do you need for today's lesson? Well, you're going to need a pencil, you're going to need a notebook or paper, and you're going to need your brain. You're going to need those historian brains. So, what will we be doing this week? So, like I said, we're looking at inventors and their inventions. And today you will be conducting your own research about a famous inventor. And then tomorrow you will be finding things around your house that have been invented. Then you are going to be designing and writing about your inventions. So that's what this week will look like. So, what is an inventor? Well, an inventor is a person that creates something that we can use. So there's someone that discovers there's a need for a new item, a new object, and they create it. So do you remember learning about the Wright brothers? So they were the two brothers on this picture here. They invented the first aeroplane. They realized that there was a need to travel really far distances that didn't take quite as long as perhaps sailing, going by boat or on train. So they saw there was a need for air travel. And over time, their invention was developed and changed into something that we now use today. So for those of you that have been on an aeroplane, that was made because of the Wright brothers. And we know that from our lessons a few weeks ago. So here are some more inventors. We have Alexander Graham Bell. Now, he invented the first telephone in 1876. Can you see that there? He's got this long tube that he speaks into and he holds it up there. Gosh, it's developed a lot since then, hasn't it? Can you imagine speaking to your family or friends, holding that right up to your mouth? Must have been very heavy. And then there's this man here, John Spilsbury. He invented the first puzzle in 1766. And he did this. And you see that? He used a map and he cut those little pieces up. And that was how he invented the puzzle. This man, Richard Steiff, he invented the first teddy bear in 1902. I'm sure you all have teddy bears. So it's because of this man who invented one over 100 years ago. Richard Trevithick, he invented the first ever steam train in 1803. Can you see that there? So that's the first one that would have transported maybe materials or produce. Now, this lady down here, she invented something very important. Nancy Johnson invented the first hand-turned ice cream maker in 1843. So she was the first person to think, hang on a minute, we could freeze this, we could turn it into ice cream and make a really tasty treat. I think that's super important. So I'm just going to stop sharing my screen and then I will show you another video of something that is super important, something that was invented a long time ago. That's super important to us.
It used to be that if you wanted light, you needed fire. But there are drawbacks to using flickering flames to light a room. Small flames aren't very bright. And big flames aren't very safe. By the 1800s, the race was on to create a better, safer type of lighting using electricity. But the first light bulbs didn't quite work out. Some were too expensive. Some didn't last long before breaking. And some just weren't that bright. Enter hotshot American inventor Thomas Edison. In 1878, he started work on a new and improved light bulb with the help of his own personal research team. The basic idea was to pass electricity through a thin piece of material called a filament, causing it to glow. The tricky part was finding a material that would glow brightly without melting or burning up. First, Edison and his team tried making the filaments out of the metal platinum. But this idea failed. Platinum glowed brightly, but it was too expensive. Nobody would be able to afford the bulbs. So Edison changed the design and tried making filaments out of specially treated plant materials, which were much cheaper. His team tested everything from cotton to cork to coconut hairs. Fail, fail, fail. Some didn't give off enough light. Others burned out too quickly. But each failure taught Edison something new, taking him a little bit closer to success. Eventually, after hundreds of investigations, Edison found the perfect material for his filament: bamboo. This fast-growing plant was cheap and easy to find, and its long, strong fibers would glow brightly for a long time without burning out. Finally, after years of hard work, Edison's light bulb was ready. And the rest is history. Today, we can light up a room with the flick of a switch. And although electric light technology has changed a lot since Edison's day, it was his determination to keep trying, even after many failures, that first made it possible.
Okay, so lots to think about there. So that was Thomas Edison, and he invented the first ever light bulb, but it did take him a long time to do it. And eventually he discovered that by using bamboo, his light bulbs wouldn't burn out as quickly. So if you think about it, how easy it is for us to walk into a room and just switch on a light when it's a bit dark. Before that, people would have had to light candles. So Thomas Edison's invention was so important. There was a really big need for it, and we still use it today in 2021. So let's move on to our task now and have a look at what we'll be doing. So you need to choose one of the inventors that we've talked about. So if we go back to this screen here, you could talk about Thomas Edison and the light bulb, or you could talk about Alexander Graham Bell and the telephone. You might even want to talk about Nancy Johnson and her ice cream maker. Okay, so you've got all of these ones on this screen here to help you. So I would like you to create a fact file. So I would like you to pop the name of your inventor at the top of your page here and draw a picture for me. Draw a picture of the inventor. You could draw a picture of what they invented. You might even want to draw what it looks like now. And then down the bottom of the page, I want you to tell me a bit about that inventor. So I've talked about Alexander Graham Bell here, and I have said he invented the first telephone in 1876. The telephone was invented so people could speak to others in the world. It had a long tube to talk in. See that long tube there? So if you would like to do the green challenge, I would like you to draw a picture of your inventor and tell me about what they invented. And you can draw a picture of their invention as well. For the yellow challenge, draw a picture of your inventor and tell me about what they invented. Can you tell me what year that item was invented and what it looked like when they first invented it? For those of you doing the red challenge, I would like you to draw a picture of your inventor and what they invented. Then tell me about why did they invent the item? What was the need? So Alexander Bell invented the telephone because he wanted a way to talk to people all over the world without having to write letters and waiting those long periods of time to hear back from people. And you could say about how Thomas Edison invented the light bulb because he wanted a quicker way for there to be light in a room. So what did it look like when they invented it? So what did it look like first? So you can describe that. You can use longer sentences joined with and as well to help you describe it, and you can use adjectives to help you describe the item. So I talked about how the first telephone had a long tube to speak into, so my adjective there is long. Okay, so this should take you about 20 minutes, and when you've finished, take a picture of your work and send it to your teacher. So you can send it on Tapestry, you can upload it on Tapestry, you can email your class teacher, and you can pop a picture on Facebook. All right, so I look forward to seeing all of your lovely research about your inventors and their inventions, and I will see you tomorrow for Tuesday's history lesson.